SoFi Stadium in Denver, Colorado. Today, it is the Super Bowl champion, the Oakland Raiders, and the Denver Broncos. Hello, everybody. This is Charlie Jones along with Lynn Dawson and another sellout crowd for the Denver Broncos. Their 81st consecutive sellout crowd. And they will be seeing a new coach, Dan Reeves.
Dan Reeves, coming over from the Dallas Cowboys, took over as the head coach, and I asked him what's the most difficult thing to adjust to, and he said it's the media, handling the media. It isn't the ball club, but the players really like him, and I look for him to have a good year.
Now for the Super Bowl champion Oakland Raiders. It seems as if nobody picks him to repeat because Jim Plunkett had such a great year last year. Can he do it again?
I think he can do it. Now, Jim's not getting any respect. They're saying, oh, he did it with mirrors. He can't do it again this year, but I think that he can. The reason I say that is because the most important thing is Jim proved to himself that he is capable of doing the job. And he'd had a great year last year, and I look for him to have another great year this year.
The quarterback for the Denver Broncos will be Craig Morton. He and the head coach were teammates when they were both with the Cowboys.
And the head coach, Dan Reeves, says, all right, Morton, you are my quarterback. All the eggs are in your basket. And he is doing that. Morton is the man that's going to have to lead this Denver offense, an offense that had some problems in the past.
Denver has been known for their defense, but if they are to get that offense moving today, it could well be the tight end Riley Odoms.
Well, they're going to have to throw the football, and in third down situations, look for this man, a slimmed down Riley Odoms. He's lost 20 to 30 pounds from last year. Morton loves to go to him in a clutch situation.
You always talk about the Denver Bronco defense. You cannot overlook the Oakland Raider defense. And one of their keys is the man who has the go-ahead from his coach Tom Flores to blitz on any play.
You know, Ted Hendricks led the sacks for Oakland last year. He's more or less on his own defensively. He's going to blitz quite a bit of the time. The coaches leave it up to Ted where he blitzes, and this really presents a problem for the offense.
So we have a great matchup here today. The Super Bowl champions, the Oakland Raiders. Can they do it again? And they take on the Denver Broncos, a wild sellout crowd. NFL 81 will continue in a moment.
Today, when many
kickoff of today's game following these words from your local station.
It's three desperate women.
Raiders versus the Denver Broncos. Today's game is brought to you by Budweiser. For all you do, this Bud's for you. By the new Chrysler Corporation and your Dodge and Chrysler Plymouth dealers. We're coming back strong with the cars and the value America wants. By your Sears Tire and Auto Center, home of straight talk, good values, and satisfaction. And by United Airlines. Fly the friendly skies. Hello, everybody. This is Charlie Jones, Lynn Dawson. It is Orange Sunday in Denver. The Oakland Raiders and the Denver Broncos as Chris Farr will be kicking off. Wade Manning is the deep back on the return in the middle. He takes it at the 4, to the 10, 15, 20, and then down at the 22-yard line. So Denver will go to work on their own 22, but there was a marker on the play. As you check out the marker, let's check out the offensive set. It'll be Craig Morton, Dave Preston, and Rick Perros. That will be the offensive backfield. The receivers, Upchurch Moses, the tight end Riley Odoms. It'll be a clipping call against the Broncos. That offensive line, it is underrated. It is stuttered. Classic. Bill Bryan is the center, one of the best in the National Football League. Howard and Miners. So that is the offensive set of the Denver Broncos. And basically, with the exception of Rick Perros, that is the offensive set of the Broncos a year ago. The change at a running back.
Little block below the waist. On the return. First down.
The referee is Jerry McBride. The defense for the Oakland Raiders. Matuzak change at middle guard as Reggie Kinlaw has a knee problem. It will be the rookie Johnny Robinson from Louisiana Tech and Dave Browning at right end. So the Broncos start at their 9-yard line. First down. Play action, Morton. He goes to the 14. He picks up 5. It'll be second down and 5. Matt Millen was there along with Mike Davis. The Raiders in their basic 3-4 that we will see most of the game. They'll be in and out of it. The 4 linebackers, Ted Hendricks, McClanahan, Matt Millen, and Rod Martin, who had the 3 interceptions in the Super Bowl. And that tough secondary, Lester Hayes and Dwayne Osteen on the corners with Davis and Owens at the safety. So it is 2nd down and 5, Denver's ball. Just outside their own 14-yard line. Temperature 74 degrees at kickoff time. 50% humidity and a breeze of about 11 miles an hour. Rick Barrow gets the call, and he goes to the 18. He picks up 4, so it'll still be a yard shy of the first down as Robinson makes the tackle.
Charlie, I think we can take a look at this Denver offense, and it is different because they are using a lot of movement back there. The offensive backs are lining up in one position. They're moving around, much like the Dallas Cowboys, and that's understandable because Danny Reeves was the offensive coach of Dallas for several years. The one problem is getting all this timing down in a short period of time. They are not really where they want to be offensively yet.
Ron Egloff is in, a double tight end on the set as Haven Moses comes out. 3rd down and 1. First down Denver, 21-yard line. Dave Preston, the ball carrier. Matt Millen makes the tackle.
Short yardage situation. You're getting the tight ends in. You can see the shift by the backs. 46 is Preston, and you got 88 Riley Odoms up there making contact. A good block by number 62 Tom Glassick, the guard, kicking out the outside man. Here it is. 88 is Riley Odoms. Fighting and scratching. 62, an outstanding block by Tom Glassick, opening the hole, enabling them to pick up a first down.
Moses and Upchurch back into the offensive set. First down. Blitz comes. And Morton will be sacked. He is pulled down by John Matuzak. And one of the things that you have to watch with Craig Morton, he is simply not that agile.
Well, the first time that he ran that bootleg and picked up 5 yards, there was nobody out there. And Craig in his youth would have probably at least picked up a first down, but he was able to pick up only 5. That time he was not able to get away from Big John Matuzak. Matuzak's a big man. He weighs about 280 or 90 pounds now, Charlie, but even a man that size can move and run a quarterback down.
It'll be 2nd down and about 18 to go as Jim Wright comes in as a tight end, and Haven Moses comes out. The lone wide receiver is Upchurch. 2nd and 18. Upchurch comes in motion. Sweep to the near side. Dave Preston gets the call and leans to the 16. So he'll pick up 3. It'll be 3rd down and still 15 to go.
And I look for Morton to get back in the shotgun formation. They've been utilizing this formation in a definite passing situation. A definite passing situation on 3rd down generally is over 3 yards. If it's 3rd and 4, it's a passing situation. Right now, Denver's in that situation.
Tom Floyd, head coach of the Raiders in his 3rd year. Rod Martin and Dwayne Osteen on that last tackle. 3rd down and 15. We're about 3.5 minutes into the game. No score. Shotgun formation. Preston's coming back in motion as a blocker. Pump fake by Morton. Lots of time. Waits, and then he is wrapped up. So the Raiders now have their 2nd sack of the ball game. There's a marker drop on the far side at the 13-yard line.
Charlie, he had all day back there. You have to credit the Oakland secondary for covering, because taking a look at Craig Morton, he is back there. He's got plenty of time. 46, the back Preston is in there to help pick up. Lots of time, but eventually it breaks down. They get to him, but he must have had about 5 seconds to get rid of the ball. Number 37, the man who had a tremendous year last year, Lester Hayes, all over Haven Moses.
It'll be 4th and 19. The call was a motion play against the Broncos. It is refused. And Luke Prestridge will be kicking. Ira Matthews is the deep back set for the return. The Raiders could start with excellent field position. A great kick. Fielded at the 36-yard line. In Raider territory, Matthews to the 50. To the 40, inside the Denver 40 to the 38-yard line. Egloff makes the tackle. A return following a kick of 52 yards, a return of 26 yards.
Pittsburgh 33, Kansas City 30. That is in the fourth period. Kansas City hadn't had much offense this year. Baltimore 29, New England 28, fourth period. Miami defeated St. Louis by the score of 20-7. That's a final. In the third period, Seattle 21, Cincinnati 20. Philadelphia in the fourth period, 24-10 over the New York Giants.
Jim Plunkett, the quarterback, with Kenny King and Mark Van Egan behind him. And Van Egan gets the call. And right there is Rulon Jones. They may give him back to the line of scrimmage, but that will be it. It'll be second down and 10. Offensive line for the Oakland Raiders. First, there's the backfield that we talked about. Plunkett, Van Egan, and Kenny King, and their receivers. Cliff Parrish, Bob Chandler, and Raymond Chester in the offensive line. Art Shell, Gene Upshaw, Dave Dalby, Mickey Marvin, and Henry Laura.
That's the same crew that started in the Super Bowl last year against Philadelphia.
Second and 10. Plunkett to throw. Deep over the middle. Tip. Intercepted. Steve Foley with the interception. And the Broncos have the football. And a flag is down back at the 47-yard line. So we'll wait to sort it out.
Possibly could be roughing the passer. If that's the case, they're going to bring it back and give it to the Oakland Raiders. See, Charlie, most of the time when you throw a ball high like that and your receiver gets one hand on it, tips it up, a defensive man is there for the interception.
The penalty against the Broncos. The Raiders retain possession.
Roughing the passer, number 75, defense, first down.
The call on Rulon Jones, number 75, for roughing Jim Plunkett.
Taking a look at Jim Plunkett going back in the pocket. Number 75, Rulon Jones, is really done an outstanding job for this football team. You don't see the hit after he gets through, but you see the tip ball. And like I said, when you tip it up in the air, deep in the secondary, generally there's a defensive man there to make the interception.
Oakland first down, Denver 24-yard line. No score. It's over 10 minutes to go. In the first quarter, Arthur Whittington is in the game. He scoots outside, leans inside the 20. It'll be second down and 6 as Foley makes the tackle. Defensively for the Denver Broncos, basically the 3-4. Barney Chavis, Reuben Carter, and Rulon Jones with the 4 linebackers. Very active. Bob Swinson, Larry Evans, Randy Gradishar, and Tom Jackson. And that secondary has Lewis Wright and Aaron Kyle on the corners. Billy Thompson and Steve Foley at the safety.
They feel in Denver that this Denver defense is as good as the defense that went to the Super Bowl a couple of years ago.
Second down and 6.
And they're going to be tested right now.
Whittington inside to about the 16. It'll be third down and still 2 to go.
Charlie, one of the outstanding linebackers in the game today is number 53, Randy Gradishar, playing there. But if you get a big offensive lineman that gets a couple of steps and gets a hit on you, I don't care how tough you are as a linebacker. It's kind of a mismatch because Randy's a big man, but he's outweighed by some 30 or 40 pounds.
Third down and 2. Todd Christensen comes in, a double tight end set. Latimer is in defensively. They'll go with a 4-3. Whittington, first down, Oakland. Arthur Whittington picks up the first down.
That time they employed 3 tight ends in the ball game on short yardage situations. Oakland did. Denver will also use 3 tight ends. Number 53, Randy Gradishar. He's guessing, he's timing, he's trying to time that snap, he's trying to shoot the gap and get through, but it's all sealed up. There's a lot of bodies there. He was only able to get an arm on the running back. He did bring him down, but not before they picked up the first down.
Kenny King is back into the backfield for the Oakland Raiders. First down, Denver 12-yard line. King gets the call, right side. Picks up 3, maybe 4 yards on the play. Barney Chavis, defensive left end, brings him down. They'll mark it at the 9-yard line. It'll be second down and 7.
The Oakland Raider offensive line is an outstanding one. Kenny King, you see, going back to the huddle. You're not seeing penetration by the Denver defense. And down here, they must get penetration, because if you don't get penetration, you're going to pick up some yardage. Final, Baltimore defeated New England 29-28, and that has to be considered an upset. Baltimore over New England by 1 point.
Bucket to throw. All the time in the world. It is there. Tight end Raymond Chester. Touchdown. Jim Plunkett to Raymond Chester. The play covering 9 yards, a 38-yard drive in 7 plays.
The last time that Plunkett threw the ball to Raymond Chester, he threw it high. This time he threw it high, and he didn't throw it too high. Great protection by Oakland. Right on the money, into the end zone. And I guess if people are still asking the question about Jim Plunkett, was last year a fluke? This is a pretty good indication that last year was not a fluke. That he somehow finds a way to get that football into the end zone. That time it was to his fine tight end, Raymond Chester.
Bob Chandler to hold. Chris Farr with the extra point attempt, and it is good. So the Oakland Raiders are on the scoreboard. It is Oakland 7 and Denver nothing. We'll be back with a kickoff, but now let's go to New York and Bryant Gumbel.
Okay, Charlie, there's just a minute and a half left to play at Pittsburgh's Three River Stadium. The Chiefs are surprising the Steelers. Surprising them with this play. Mix-up on the handoff. Thomas Howard comes up with it. He runs it back 72 yards, and the Chiefs are out in front of the Pittsburgh Steelers 37-33 with a minute 28 left. Charlie?
We have 7 minutes and 25 seconds. That is the time remaining in the first quarter. Oakland out in front by a score of 7-0. Denver with a bit of bad luck. Steve Foley with the interception, but Rulon Jones was called for roughing the passer, and so they tacked the penalty on, and Raiders retained possession, went in to score. Chris Farr to kick off.
Danny Reeves, the coach, the new coach of Denver, said what we have to do is eliminate mistakes. Now that was a mistake, a real big one, because it turned a situation in where they had great field position for Denver, turn it right around to Oakland, they end up getting 7 points.
Rob Lytle. It bounces off of him. He goes after it. There's a scramble near the far sideline. Oakland players say they have the ball. It may have bounced out of bounds. Let's wait and see the call.
Oakland says it hits Rob Lytle right on the head. Look at this. Right on the face mask and bounces forward. Now, Oakland, in order to get retention of that ball, has to have control before it goes out of bounds. And they did not have control of the football, so it's going to go to Denver. Now watch them give it to Oakland.
All right, let's run down the score.
Well, I'll tell you, this is an outstanding first week. Philadelphia 24-10 over the Giants. That's a final.
Free kick out of bounds. The ball was last touched by the kicking team. We'll replay the down.
That is the call from Jerry Markbright. Go ahead with the scores.
More scores. Dallas leading Washington in a very important game, 26-10. That's in the fourth period. Atlanta, yes, they're for real, 27-0 over the New Orleans Saints. Spoiling Bum Phillips' inaugural day as coach. 24-17, Detroit defeating San Francisco. That's a final. In the third period, Green Bay.
That one dropped off the board, didn't it?
Very right.
There it is.
Green Bay leading Chicago 13-6. That's in the third quarter.
So now we'll go back and do it all over again. This was a kickoff that went out of bounds without possession or without control. Last touched by a receiving player, and that is an automatic 5-yard penalty. And they bring it back and kick it over.
That also puzzles me because it hit Rob Lytle in the head.
But he never had control. Control becoming the key. Possession or control. So the kickoff from the 30-yard line. And Manning takes it at the 1. 15. And down around the 17-yard line. So Denver will go to work from their own 17 first down as Derek Jensen was down very quickly for the Oakland Raiders.
Now for the Oakland Raiders, they've got to do it again to Denver. They did it the last time defensively. But Morton, as I said in the pregame show, he is the key to this offense. He's going to have to make it go. They're going to be moving around, doing a lot of shifting with the backs, a lot of motion with the flankers, trying to disrupt the concentration of that Oakland defense.
Dave Preston and Rick Peros are the running backs. Moses in motion. Second back through is Preston. 20-yard line. Gain of 3. It'll be second down and 7. Rod Martin makes the tackle.
All of that motion, all of that shifting doesn't make any difference unless at the line of scrimmage they open the holes.
Tony Reed will be coming into the backfield, and Preston comes out.
Preston and Tony Reed will bring in the plays from the sidelines and their head football coach, Danny Reed.
Tony Reed, formerly with the Kansas City Chiefs, trade last spring. Second and 7. Reed gets the call. A couple of yards. It'll be third down and 5.
Not opening the holes. The linebackers doing a fine job for the Oakland Raiders. Here you can see both guards are pulling. Number 62 is Tom Glassick, but 57 Randy McClanahan is trailing behind and makes the stop near the line of scrimmage. Ted Hendricks, number 83, is just turning it in. He's turning the play, and he's standing his ground right there, takes the shot, turning it in to the inside people, and that would be number 57, Randy McClanahan. So Big Ted did his job on that play.
Officials spot the ball at the 21, passing down from the shotgun. Morton fires up, first down, 35, 40, 41-yard line. A gain of 20 on the play and a first down for the Broncos.
That's the man they got to get that football to. Rick Upchurch, number 80. He's the type of game breaker that Denver has. He has the speed to go all the way. Riley Odom is not that quick, that fast, but here it is. One-on-one. He's got Lester Hayes. He gets him turned right there. Now it's all over if the ball gets there. And the ball is there. Morton puts it right on the numbers, and it's a big first down for the Denver Broncos.
Otis McKinney makes the tackle. First down, Denver, their own 41-yard line. Tight end coming in motion. Jumping outside is Preston. And he'll pick up a couple of yards on the play. It'll be second down 8. Dwayne Osteen, defensive right cornerback, was there.
Defensively, when you tell your defensive people we want gang tackling, on that last play there were 6 Oakland Raider defensive men right around the ball carrier.
Greg Morton in his 17th year in the National Football League. The quarterback of the Denver Broncos. An official timeout on the far sideline. He's just moving some Oakland players back. We have 4 minutes and 31 seconds left to go in the first quarter. We've got a final in.
Oh, I thought I saw that right. Kansas City defeated the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Second and 8. Peros to the 46-yard line. So Rick has 3. It'll be third down and 5. And a moment ago, when it was third down and just over 6, Greg Morton went to Rick Upshaw.
He also went to that shotgun.
There's that final.
Kansas City 37, Pittsburgh 33. I didn't think that Kansas City scored 37 points in all 4 of their preseason games. So for the Pittsburgh Steelers, they're not playing like the Steelers of old.
Kansas
City isn't playing like Kansas City of old.
Not the last few years, anyway. Denver from their own 45-yard line, the officials say, so it is third and 6. Same situation they had a moment ago. Morton with time. Rolling, throwing. It is caught by Tony Reed, and he gets it right at the first down marker, which is the Oakland 49-yard line. Mike Davis was there, and it is a first down.
All right, Morton can still move around in the pocket. He's flushed out. Number 88, Riley Odoms, is in there helping protect. He sees Tony Reed. He gets the ball to him. He makes sure, first things first. You saw Tony Reed right there. First thing he had to do was make sure he made the reception before moving with it. He knew how close he was to that first down mark. Now for an offense that apparently hasn't been doing a great deal in preseason play, Morton's got them moving on this drive.
Twice in this drive, he is converted on a third down and 6 situation. Moses comes in motion. Flag is down. Barrows in trouble, maybe half a yard. Matt Millen makes the tackle. But let's go back to the marker that was dropped. Oakland offside. Denver will take the 5 yards to the 44, and it'll be first down and 5. And now, for the first time in Raider territory, the Broncos can change up that offense.
Yes, they can. You know, in the past, what they used to do, they had, I think, first down.
Morton goes deep. Upchurch is there. He's got a touchdown, Denver. Now, we want to welcome those of you who have been watching the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Kansas City Chiefs just in time to see Rick Upchurch catch this 44-yard pass to go within a point of the Raiders.
Taking something out of the playbook of the Oakland Raiders, going up top for 6. Rick Upchurch, number 80, just gets in bounds. Right there, both feet.
Oh,
Very close. Very close.
Let's go back and watch the footwork of Upchurch.
He's going against 35, Dwayne Osteen, the cornerback. Oh, but that is close.
It only looks on both replays like 1 foot was inbound. High snap. And towed into the end zone by Prestridge, who is the holder. And so it remains. The Oakland Raiders 7 and the Denver Broncos 6. We'll be back in a moment with the kickoff. This is Charlie Jones and Lynn Dawson. Let's go back to the replay.
Both feet have to be in bounds. To me, Charlie, it does not look like that second foot right there is in bounds. It looks like he touched on the green. So here's another shot of it. The ball is coming.
Caught there with 1 foot. Control, second foot. Second foot is on the white. It still counts, though. 44-yard touchdown pass. So Fred Steinfort will be kicking off with Barnwell and Matthews, the deep backs. Barnwell takes it a yard deep. And he returns near the 25-yard line. So Oakland will go to work as we go to New York and Brian Gumbel.
In Pittsburgh, the Chiefs have completed their upset of the Steelers, down 37-33. Terry Bradshaw was driving his club with less than a minute left. Looked for John Stallworth, instead found Gary Barbaro. He came down with it, put the Chiefs in position. They just ran off the clock. They upset the Steelers, 37-33. Charlie?
Thank you, Brian. 2:32 left to go. First quarter, Orange Sunday in Denver. It is Oakland by 1, 7-6. Raiders from their own 25-yard line. Whittington and Van Eegen, the running back. Mark Van Eegen. He'll have a yard to the 26 where Aaron Kyle got him. Second down and 9.
Charlie, defensively, both of these teams have outstanding defensive backs, and they have the type of defensive backs where they can line up man on the opposition and free some other people not to worry about pass coverage, particularly in a running situation like that. Kyle come up very quickly from his outside right cornerback position to make that tackle.
Derek Jensen, number 31, is in. He and Whittington are the running back. Chandler wide to the near side. Game breaker Cliff Branch wide to the far side. Passing down for Jim Plunkett. He gives instead to Whittington. A couple of yards to the 28. It'll be 3rd and 7 as Barney Chavis and Billy Thompson make the tackle. Greg Boyd is also checked into that defense.
Going to the side of Barney Chavis, number 79, he is considered an outstanding defensive lineman against the run. Oakland, of course, is going to find out if that's really true once again this year. But he is. He did an outstanding job on that last play.
3rd down and 7.
Now they have 4 defensive linemen rushing the passer.
Branch and Chandler both wide to the near side. Plunkett to throw. And pressure. It's away. And then it's dropped. Rulon Jones got him for the sack. The first sack for the Denver Broncos.
Yeah, Rulon Jones back there, also number 77, Craig Boyd. He was also back there putting pressure on Plunkett. They went with 4 down linemen in a passing situation. That's to put the heat on Plunkett, because you know if you give him enough time, he's going to find somebody open. You can see right now that Jones, 75, is fighting and scratching to get to him. Eventually they do. Plunkett goes down, and they're going to have to kick the football away to Denver.
And Ray Guy will be kicking. It is 4th and 17. Rick Upchurch is set for the return. Todd Christensen with a snap. It is high. Great kick by Guy. Upchurch from the 27-yard line of Denver slips a tackle at the 30. And then goes out of bounds. And as he does, he is decked by Ted Watt. 55 yards on the kick, an 8-yard return. We've got a timeout. Oakland leads by 1, 21 seconds left, first quarter.
How does Plymouth rely on
Denver and another final.
And a final, the Cincinnati Bengals defeating Seattle 27-21. Take a look at both head coaches. Tom Flores on the right, Dan Reeves on the left.
Broncos from their own 34-yard line, first down. It is Oakland 7, Denver 6. Upchurch in motion. Rick Peros gets the call. Peros from Utah State, number 4 draft choice a year ago, injured a knee preseason. Did not play last year. First quarter score.
Los Angeles ahead of Houston 7-3 in the first period. They are playing that ball game in Los Angeles.
And we'd like to welcome those that have been watching the Seattle-Cincinnati game. You heard the gun. That is the end of the first quarter here with the score after 1 in the book. The Oakland Raiders 7 and the Denver Broncos 6. We start the second quarter. The score is 7-6 Oakland, and already we've had a controversial play.
Right, the one in the end zone, it was very, very close the way that you and I saw it. He did not have both feet in bounds, but it still counts. They still registered 6 points up on the scoreboard. And once again, the Denver Broncos have the football.
2nd and 8, Denver. The ball on their own 36-yard line as we open the second period. Avon Moses comes in motion. Morton to throw. Dumps it off right side. Dave Preston. Preston fakes inside, goes outside, and has the first down. Goes out of bounds close to the 45-yard line. Dwayne Osteen was the man chasing him. Excellent open field running by Dave Preston.
And also an excellent block by number 62, the left guard, Tom Glassick, right there. The back is setting up that defensive player, and he runs, and Glassick ran right over that defensive back, enabling Preston to jump outside and pick up the first down.
Couple of quick scores.
Green Bay, leading Chicago 16-6. That's in the fourth period. Buffalo ahead of the Jets 3-0 first period.
Rick Peros. A straight shot to the Oakland 48-yard line. A gain of 7. It'll be 2nd and 3 as Johnny Robinson, the middle guard, and Burgess Owens, the free safety, make the tackle. Rick Peros, number 24. 5'11", only 200 pounds, from Utah State. He has been a very exciting runner, particularly in preseason this year.
I know he said he was just happy to make the club, and starting in the opening game has really meant a great deal to him. And I can understand why he started. He has great quickness.
2nd and 3, Tony Reed is in the backfield. He and Dave Preston, the messenger service. Flag is down. Play picks up about 3. Dave Browning makes the tackle. We'll go back to the marker. Face mask is the call.
Give him a first down. Breaks are kind of evening out now. Oakland got a very big break when Plunkett threw a ball that was intercepted.
Personal foul, grabbing the face mask, defense, first down.
Automatic first down at the Oakland 40-yard line.
I think that's the second penalty that has really helped the Denver Broncos. Raiders have been penalized 3 times for 15 yards.
And thus far, both Craig Morton and Jim Plunkett have had a perfect day. Morton now has completed 4 of 4 passes. Plunkett 1 of 1. Morton rolling, dumps it off. First incomplete pass going to Jim Wright in at tight end. So it'll be 2nd down and 10 at the Oakland 40-yard line.
They had 2 tight ends in the ball game that time. That time he tried to get the ball to number 87 right, but number 88, Riley Odoms, man that we were talking about in the pregame show, was wide open about 15 yards downfield. Had Morton been able to see him and get the football to him.
It is Oakland 7 and Denver 6. The Raider touchdown was Jim Plunkett to Raymond Chester. It covered 9 yards. The Denver touchdown was Morton to Upchurch, covering 44 yards. The snap on the extra point attempt was high. Denver did not get a chance to convert. Almost intercepted at the 26-yard line. Mike Davis stepping in front of Riley Odom.
Oh, Mike Davis was there. Riley Odom slipped just as the ball was getting to him, and the only man there that was able to make the reception was Davis. 88, tight end Riley Odom, working down across the middle, puts a move on 36, which is Davis, and he slips a little bit right there. You can see his feet come down. He wanted to stop. Davis was there, but he did not come up with a football. Really, that's a big break for the Denver Broncos.
It is 3rd down and 10. Oakland 40-yard line. Upchurch wide to the far side. Haven Moses to the near side. On the right wing now is Dave Preston. And Riley Odoms is in the backfield as a blocker. Morton's pass is incomplete. A bit high. Dave Preston couldn't pull it down. Rod Martin had the defensive coverage. That was a catchable ball.
Yes, they should have had that football. Hit him in the hands. Number 88 is personal protector back there, but he shouldn't go behind Morton. Should be in front of him. You can see what Craig felt right there, that the ball should have been caught. Could have been caught. It would have been another first down. It would have kept this drive alive.
So it is 4th down and 10. Luke Prestridge is in to punt. He'll go for the corner. Ira Matthews is set for the return. Ron Egloff, the tight end, is the up back to block. Goes for the far corner. As most right-footed kickers do, you want to bring that foot across, and it goes out of bounds. 15-yard line. So the Raiders will take over on their own 15. They lead 7-6. We'll be back in a moment. This is Charlie Jones, Lynn Dawson, George Finkel, our producer, John Gonzalez, our director. He just found the pretty girl on the sideline. Oakland's ball on their own 15-yard line, first down, 13:49, time remaining in the first half.
Charlie, you were mentioning about people are enthusiastic fans here. This is what, the 81st consecutive sellout
of more than 75,000. Whittington and Van Egan are the running back. Plunkett to go deep. Chester, and he overthrows Raymond. So bring it back to the 15. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
Well, he was going to make sure of one thing. Plunkett was that if his man didn't catch it, no one would. 63, Gene Upshaw has been playing this position for a long, long time. He's had, I believe, over 200 consecutive starts, even his rookie year.
Next Sunday, join host Brian Gumbel at 12:30 Eastern Time for NFL 81. All of the news highlights and late-breaking information on all the games. Another doubleheader Sunday featuring a tough AFC Central battle as the Houston Oilers meet the Cleveland Browns. And check your local listing for the games in your area. Next Sunday on NBC. 2nd and 10. The Broncos now with changes in that defensive line of Boyd, Latimer, and Manor. And Greg Boyd brings down Arthur Whittington.
That offensive line of the Oakland Raiders is an outstanding one. It has been for several years. I was talking about number 63, Gene Upshaw. He is starting today in his 203rd consecutive game. Every one of those games as a starter. There's been a lot of kickers who've been around the league a lot of years, but, you know, they may get in once to kick the football. This guy has been in the pit for 203 consecutive games.
3rd down and 8. Denver now with a 4-man rush. Chavis, Boyd, Latimer, and Manor. Plunkett to throw. Has pressure up the middle. He is brought down by Greg Boyd. 2nd sack for the Denver Broncos.
2nd sack for the Denver Broncos. That time Greg Boyd was the man that got to Plunkett. And I was just talking about Upshaw, 63. That is his man. He's sliding by, and Gene tries to grab him a little bit with his arm and bring him down. There has been rumors in the past that Upshaw might try to hold if necessary. At that time, the battle was won by that man, Greg Boyd, number 77. He's big, 280 pounds.
So Ray Guy from his end zone will be kicking to Rick Upchurch.
Charlie, now you know why it's so tough to, in passing situation to hold those big men out. Boyd is 6'6", 280 pounds.
Another great kick by Guy. Upchurch backpedals, takes it at the 26-yard line, slips the tackle, slips another one. Has 2 more blocks. He's to the 40, out of bounds to the 41-yard line. A return of 15 yards. Ray Guy chased him out of bounds. Had some key blocks. That punt covered 64 yards. We've got a timeout. We'll be back. Rick Upchurch on the return suffered an injury. They're working on him on the sideline, and we'll get an update on that. Also, there was a flag dropped on the return, a personal foul against the Oakland Raiders. That is, any personal foul is tacked onto the end of the run. The call is on Burgess Owens for a late hit. So the play now moves to the Oakland 44-yard line, where Denver has a first down. This is where they start their drive.
Excellent field position for the Denver Broncos. That is the 4th penalty against the Oakland Raiders, and that one could be a costly one. They're on the 44-yard line. They don't have far to go to get into field goal range.
Wade Manning is in as a wide receiver. Going deep, and it is incomplete. Steve Watson, the intended receiver. Covered all the way by Mike Davis. Ray Guy has punted twice in the ballgame, a 55-yarder and a 64-yarder. His average is 59.5 yards.
I think he likes the mile-high altitude here at the stadium because he can put him into orbit.
It'll be 2nd down and 10. There's Ray Guy. He, by the way, is the number 3 quarterback for the Oakland Raiders behind Jim Plunkett and Mark Wilson.
And that isn't a joke because I've seen him throw the football, and he can throw the football about 80 yards.
Injury report on Upchurch. It is an injury to his left knee. We do not know how serious. They're going to try and walk it off as Dave Preston walks from the 44 to maybe the 43. Matt Millen makes the tackle.
Upchurch on the sidelines right now. They were operating with 2 tight ends on that last play. Now they're going to take one of the tight ends out. They'll take Ron Egloff out of the ball game, put in 2 wide receivers because they're in a passing situation, 3rd and 8. Undoubtedly, they'll go into that shotgun formation.
Steve Watson comes wide to the near side, slot on the far side. Now a double slot on the far side, and Preston comes in motion.
Look out.
Pressure on a blitz. Pass is complete. Goes into the 20. We're about the 18-yard line. First down, Denver. Osteen and Hayes make the tackle.
Boy, I'll give credit to Morton on that one because he was being blitzed. 53, Martin almost had him. Number 53 is Martin. He is blitzing. He's coming. And you'll see that Morton avoids him right here. Steps up, on the move, gets the ball to Haven. Moses, nobody around him. Coming up now, his idea is to put that football away and don't let him strip it on the football. Right there, putting both arms around it. And a first down. Haven Moses coming across, beating Dwayne Osteen in the middle.
First down from the 18-yard line, Dave Preston. Picks up close to 5 yards on the play. It'll be 2nd and 5. Burgess Owens with the tackle.
Charlie, it's amazing when one thing starts to work offensively, how it fits in and holds with other things that start to work also. They get a little bit going on the ground, picking up 4 or 5 yards like that play. That's a good play. Opens up the passing because now it makes the defense play defense, and they can't shut off one part of your game.
Market for a gain of 6 in his second 4. Mixed up in the backfield. Morton then falls forward. May get a yard on the play. It'll be 3rd down and 3. Browning with the tackle. Now to New York.
Okay, Charlie, thank you. The Houston Oilers out in Anaheim have stopped the Rams just when it appeared they'd pad their lead. This is Pat Hayden working from Houston's 18, looking for Henry Charles, but instead finding Greg Stemrick. Stemrick returns it back to Houston's own 44, and it's the Oilers in business trailing 7-3. Charlie?
Thank you, Brian. We come back to a 3rd down situation. They mark Craig Morton with no gain. And now the Denver Broncos call for a timeout. We have 9 minutes and 40 seconds left to go. In the first half, it is Oakland by 1, 7-6. A new offense, a mix-up just a moment ago.
But this isn't new. Somebody went the wrong way. Morton is turning one way, the back is going the other way, and what happens? They collide, and down there close to the goal line is not the place for mistakes like that.
Morton to throw, blitz. Underthrown at the 4-yard line as Lester Hayes went after the interception.
And a lot of heat from the strong safety. Number 36, Mike Davis, was blitzing from the outside position, which means there's man-to-man coverage in that secondary. Morton just did get the football away. Going back. You see, there looked like he had his arm hit because that ball went wobbling downfield.
Field goal attempt upcoming. Pressure to hold. Steinfort from just outside the 19-yard line. It is through. A 19-yard field goal, and the Denver Broncos have the lead. 9.5 minutes left to go in the first half, and Denver is in front, 9-7.
Hi.
The Broncos, the horse theme is Pressure. Fred Steinfort will be kicking off with Barnwell and Matthews D. 2-yard line. Malcolm Barnwell. 15, 20. Matthews was the blocker, but he was taken out of the play. The return to the 26-yard line. Aaron Kyle was there. We've got a timeout, and we'll be back in a moment.
I drove forward.
Also, Lewis Wright at left corner has an injured thigh. He's replaced by Perry Smith. Oakland now from their own 26-yard line. Plunkett drops it off to Kenny King. King to the 30, to the 32-yard line. A gain of 6. It'll be 2nd down and 4. There's a flag drop upfield, far sideline, 36-yard line. Gradishai was there for the defense. It is against the Denver Broncos. Defensive holding that carries with it an automatic first down.
You mentioned that Lewis Wright. Some consider Lewis Wright the finest cornerback in the National Football League. Right now, he's sitting on the bench with some ice pack wrapped around his leg. In his place is number 45, Perry Smith.
Holding, number 79, defense, automatic first down.
Holding on Barney Chavis, 31-yard line, first down.
You don't see that very often, do you?
In case you're wondering, if you pick up that sound, that is stomping in the stands above us. We thought we were under attack. Plunkett far side, pass is complete to Chandler, and he is nailed. Hit by Barry Smith. So Plunkett comes right back throwing at Perry Smith just in the ballgame.
Well, when you bring a new man in who hasn't been playing regularly, playing in the place of an all-pro like Lewis Wright. Now here it is. Perry is going to get tested. Perry Smith, number 45, that's just a little quick out, about a 5-yard pass to Bob Chandler, number 85. So what they want to find out right away is how tight is Perry Smith going to play on these wide receivers? Is he going to give them a lot of room? Now, you set that up. Don't be surprised later on if you see somebody go out and up on Perry Smith.
Officials timeout. Morris Bradshaw is in for Chandler.
Chandler went down on the sideline.
They're checking him over there. Now Bradshaw goes to the far sideline. We've got a timeout. And the score, Denver 9 and Oakland 7. We'll be back in a moment.
50-yarder. Rams are out in front, 7-6. Let's go back to Mile High. Charlie Jones, Lenny Dawson.
If you have a headache in your knee, this is the ice pack that you use.
What they're trying to do is prevent swelling. Doesn't look like with that ice pack on it whether Rick Upchurch will be back in this football game.
2nd down and 5, Oakland. Kenny Cage. Line of scrimmage, that is it. It'll be 3rd down and 5. Plunkett has completed 2 of 3 for only 14 yards through the air. And 9 of the 14 yards, the touchdown pass to Raymond Chester.
He's very fortunate the one pass that he did throw that was tipped by Chester and intercepted by Foley, was brought back because of roughing the passer.
3rd down and 5. Just over 8.5 minutes left to go. We're in the second quarter. It is Denver 9 and Oakland 7. Denver with a touchdown and a 29-yard field goal from the 19 by Fred Steinberg. Plunkett blitz. He's throwing it deep to Brad. And I believe in reality was throwing it away because the Broncos were really coming.
They had Swinson coming in and everybody coming after Plunkett. All he could do is get rid of the football.
Next Saturday on NBC's baseball game of the week, the Bennett-minded Montreal Expos meet the surprising Cubs in Wrigley Field. Some of you will see the Yankees against their traditional rivals, the Boston Red Sox. So check your local listings for the game in your area. Next Saturday, 2 p.m. Eastern Time here on NBC Sports. Wade Manning is deep, and Ray Guy will be kicking. Guy with an average in the game of 59.5 yards a kick. Just an average beauty to the 8-yard line. Manning on the return is bumped out of bounds. 56 yards on the kick by Ray Guy. We've got a timeout, and Denver has the lead by 2. .07 left to go, first half. This is Charlie Jones, Lynn Dawson. The Broncos have the ball on their own 25-yard line. A 17-yard return by Wade Manning. The punt of Ray Guy. Slot right side with Steve Watson. Slot had Moses put away. Preston, the remaining back. Watson in motion. Morton ducks it off. Brought down by Dave Preston. 31-yard line, a gain of 6, 2nd and 4. Lester Hayes was there. Boy, that hurt, Dave.
Well, he hit right down on the infield portion of the dirt there. He goes up with one arm and pulls this one in. A great catch. Remember earlier we said what he had a pass that he probably should have caught, and he didn't. We know one thing: he can catch the football.
That one is one that he shouldn't have caught, but he pulled it down. 2nd down and 4. Denver at their own 31. Denver leading 9-7.
They're operating with 2 tight ends and just 1 running back in the ball game now offensively.
Jim Wright and Riley Odoms are in. Barrows lifts the tackle. First down. We pause briefly for station identification. This is the NBC Television Network.
This is KOA TV, Channel 4 in Denver.
A gain of 6 on the play and a first down. This is Charlie Jones, Lynn Dawson. We have 6 minutes and 54 seconds. That is the time remaining second quarter. The score is Denver 9 and Oakland 7, and Denver has the football. Rick Perros now 5 carries and 21 yards rushing for the Broncos. The 2 head coaches, Tom Flores of the Super Bowl champions, and the rookie head coach Dan Reeves of the Broncos. Tony Reeves. 4 yards to the 41. It'll be 2nd down and 6. Johnny Robinson, the rookie starter for Reggie Kinlaw at middle guard. He's from Louisiana Tech, taken to the 4th round of the draft, is the man who stopped the play.
Denver Broncos have been talking about having problems with their offense and not getting any consistency. Well, generally, you have to have the same people in there all of the time to get that consistency. Morton, for example, hasn't really played that much during preseason play. He's only thrown the ball 31 times, so he's only played in like 2 quarters in 4 ball games.
Morton to throw. All the time in the world. Riley Odoms to tight end, first down at the Oakland 48-yard line. The Bronco offensive line giving Morton all kinds of time. Now let's go to New York. Bryant Gumbel.
Charlie, just want to keep you abreast of what's happening in that game in Anaheim. Frank Corral has now matched the field goal of Tony Frisch. This one good from 36 yards. So the Rams are out in front 10-6 that ball game in the second. Charlie?
Thank you, Brian. Here it is, Denver 9. They're on the move. Oakland 7. And officials timeout as Matt Millen shaken up on the play, being assisted to the far sideline.
Charlie, you know, you said something earlier in the pregame show about this offensive line of the Denver Broncos, that it was underrated. And looking at the way things are developing, here they are playing against the Super Bowl champion Oakland Raiders. They're doing, really, I think, a fine job. And that last play, Morton loved, because he had all the time in the world to look over the defense, and finally he found Riley Odom.
Rick Barrett adds a couple of yards to the 46. It'll be 2nd and 8. John Matuzak with the tackle. The offensive line for the Broncos is Dave Studdard at left tackle in his 3rd year, and Claudia Minor of San Diego State at right tackle. Claudia is in his 8th year. Tom Glassick at left guard in his 6th year. Paul Howard, the right guard, in his 8th year. And the center is Billy Bryan in his 5th year, who many consider the top center in the National Football League. Not all do, but it is a strong line, vastly underrated. 2nd and 8, Morton to throw. Pump fake, he's got time. Pass is complete to Ron Egloff, right at the first down marker. Let's see when the officials spot the ball. Randy McClanahan dropped him.
When you can get back there as a quarterback and pump once and sometimes pump twice, you have plenty of time to throw the football. And that time, that's twice in a row that offensive line has done a great job. Look at this. The offensive line providing Morton with a lot of protection. He eventually hits Egloff, number 85. They're going to take the chains out and take a look at it. Well, that's a first down.
First down at the Oakland 38-yard line. And if you give Morton time, he still has that great touch that he's always had.
His problem is mobility. As we watched here on one occasion him trying to roll out and get away from John Matuzak. He was unable to do that. But when you put him back there in the pocket, you give him enough time to survey the defenses, and he reads defenses extremely well. He's going to get the ball to his receiver. Right now, I just saw number 80, Rick Upchurch, on crutches going into the dressing room.
And Denver now with 2 tight ends on the field. Odom's in right, Moses in motion. Dumps it off to Preston. Preston to the 32-yard line. He picks up 6. It'll be 2nd down and 4. Johnny Robinson, the middle guard, makes the tackle.
Screen pass didn't look like a whole lot, but he picked up 6 down. It puts him in an excellent position to make the offensive call on 2nd down. That time, Ron Howard, number 60, the offensive guard, was out in front of Preston. He made a block on Ted Hendricks, enabling Preston to pick up that 6 yards.
Larry Canada comes in. Jim Wright comes out. So it'll be Canada and Preston, the running back. 2nd down and 4. Hardman in on defense, replacing Browning. Odom's in motion. Pitches to Canada. Flag is down. Riley Odom, the tight end, may be called for motion. He may have turned downfield a step too soon. Johnny Robinson again with the tackle. It is a motion call against the Broncos.
There was one real big play by Denver, the touchdown pass, but looking on 1st down, which is the most important down in football, Oakland is averaging 2.2 yards, which puts them in a passing situation on 2nd down.
Number 88, offense, 2nd down.
For Denver, they're averaging 5.7 yards on 1st down, which gives them a multitude of things to call on 2nd down. It isn't necessarily a passing down.
But now Denver is a passing down. The motion penalty on Riley Odom. 2nd down 9. The line of scrimmage, the Oakland 37-yard line. Craig Morton has completed 9 of 14 for 133 yards. And he wants a timeout. He looks at his offensive set. He looks at the defensive set. 2nd time that he has called a timeout in this quarter. He has 1 remaining in the half. And we have 3 minutes and 1 second remaining in the 1st half.
I asked Morton about playing for Danny Rees, because he played at Dallas with me. He says yes, but that's been 8 years ago, and they've changed a lot of plays in the last 8 years, so I've had to learn the offense all over again. And that's what happened on that situation. They had 2 tight ends and 2 wide receivers in the football game, 1 running back, and they were looking to see what type of formations that they were eventually going to end up in. And if there's any confusion, particularly when you're getting down in scoring position, you're better off to call a timeout, find out exactly what you want to do, and get it done.
Is this a problem that is inherent when you're putting in any kind of a new offense?
Oh, sure. Now, particularly this type of offense where you're moving so many people around all of the time. that it's easy enough. Some players, you know, you put a rock in their hand and say, go, you run that way. But today, the game of football is a game where the intelligent player is a player who's going to do well.
Total offense thus far, Denver 189 yards, Oakland 34 yards. Tony Reed fights his way to the 34-yard line. It's a tough 3 yards. It'll be 3rd down and 6. Mike Davis, a strong safety, stops. Both quarterbacks have been sacked twice in the game. There has been one interception, but it was nullified. That was by Steve Foley. And it is 3rd down and 6.
I look for the Raiders to try to put some heat on Morton because the last 2 times he went back to pass, he had all day to throw the football.
Oakland now with 5 in the secondary. Up front, Matuzak, Long, and Hardman. Hendricks, Millen, and Martin, the linebacker. Incomplete. Hendricks was coming very quickly. Morton saw him, tried to dump it off, and it is incomplete.
You see the difference when a quarterback has time to survey the defense and get his men opportunity to work to get open, as opposed to that time. Ed Hendricks coming after Morton. He had no other choice. He had to get rid of the football.
And Fred Steinford, who has hit from 29 yards away with a field goal attempt of 53 yards. And he does have this kind of distance. It is no good. It is off to the left from 53 yards away. So we'll bring it back to the line of scrimmage, which was just inside the 35-yard line, where Oakland will take over in their own territory with 2:44 left to go in the first half. They'll spot it at the 34-yard line. Oakland scoring first, a 38-yard drive on 7 plays. Plunkett to Chester. Denver came back an 83-yard drive in 7 plays. Morton to Upchurch. That fast play controversial, covering 44 yards, and Denver then with a 29-yard field goal. That's been the scoring. Denver did not make the extra point. They had a bad snap. Plunkett goes to work. Drops it over the middle. Pass is complete to Van Egan. He caught it at the 42-yard line. He'll have 8. It'll be 2nd down and 2. Larry Evans with the tackle.
Getting in a situation right now where Denver's defense is loosening up. They don't want to give Cliff Branch an opportunity to put 6 points on the scoreboard. So they're loosening up, and they're going to concede some of those short passes.
Bob Chandler, who was shaken up, is back in the ball game, wide to the near side with Branch slotted inside of him. Kenny King. And King goes out of bounds near the 49-yard line of Oakland, and he's got the first down. Billy Thompson was the man bumping him. 49-yard line.
Good play by that man right there. He got the first down, and he got out of bounds, stopping the clock. The play was designed to go inside. He jumped outside. He got the first down. It puts the ball in the hand away from pressure, gets out of bounds, stops the clock, and they'll get another play off before the 2-minute warning. Good play by Kenny King.
First down, Oakland.
Oh, he's wide open.
Branch is there. And he has it. Oh, he got behind Aaron Kyle by about 5 yards.
Pass is complete to Cliff Branch. He's stopped by 4.
Kyle slipped. Branch put a move on him. Watch this move by Branch. Watch the outside to the inside. He slips and falls. He's going down the sidelines. Nobody is there. The only one that can help out is the safety. Plunkett gets the ball to him for a big first down.
Play covered 38 yards. 2-minute warning. We'll be back. Public service for the National Football League.
Jim Plunkett going back in the pocket. Probably can't believe how wide open Cliff Branch is, but he is wide open. He had beaten Aaron Kyle by about 5 yards. Tim Foley coming over to make the stop.
Oakland at the Denver 13-yard line. First down. 1:57 left to go. First down. The Raiders trail by 2. Van Egan and King are the running back. Plunkett to throw. intercepted. Kyle is claiming the interception, but he trapped the ball. Chandler, the intended receiver.
Chandler was open. Taking a look at this score. Second quarter, Los Angeles leading Houston 17-6. Bob Chandler was running across there, waving his arms. He was wide open. But because of all the people in front of Plunkett, he didn't have a clear view of him, and he threw it a lot later than he should have.
Second and 10, 13-yard line.
Chandler's going to come back and tell him, hey, I was wide open on that play.
Plunkett is pressure. Drops it off underneath the coverage to the tight end, Raymond Chester. Bob Swinson makes the tackle near the 10-yard line. It's third down and 7, a little over 7. It's third down.
Second quarter score. Buffalo leading the Jets by the score of 10-0. NFL 81 will have all of the scores at halftime.
And
Buffalo
we've got a timeout.
10-0.
So Oakland takes a timeout with 1:33 left to go in the first half. The ball just outside of the Denver 10-yard line. They'll be coming back with a third down and 7.
And Plunkett is over talking to his head coach, Tom Flores. And what they cannot afford to do right now is give up the football. They have to at least get an opportunity to get 3 points, because 3 points is going to put them back where they'll be in the lead once again. 9-7 to score. 3 points puts them ahead.
Jim Plunkett coming back to the huddle. Oakland scoring first. Jim Plunkett to Raymond Chester, touchdown pass of 9 yards. Denver coming back to Craig Morton to Rick Upchurch pass of 44 yards for the score. Extra point attempt was no good. The snap from center was high. And then Fred Steisler with a 29-yard field goal for the Broncos. 9-7 the score. NFL 81 at halftime. Brian Gumbel will be updating all of the scores and highlights from around the league. Branch and Chandler wide to the right. Plunkett caught it high, and it is caught but out of bounds. Out of the end of the end zone. So it will be fourth down and 7. Plunkett had a lot of time, though.
He had him open, too. A similar type of pattern that Chandler was open on. The thing is, you got to be able to see him and get rid of. You see the top of your screen right there. The Branch is there. Does make the catch, but it's on the white line. It's out of bounds, clearly out of bounds. But what Plunkett did not want to do, he didn't want to throw it short, because he didn't want an interception. He wanted the field goal kicker to have an opportunity to get 3 points.
28-yard attempt by Chris Barr. Bob Chandler to hold. It is no good. It is off to the left. So Barr misses from 28 yards. And the Broncos has some breathing room with 1:23 left to go in the first half.
He really hooked that one. You could see his leg coming across and hooked that ball. He never got it up. It's low. Big break for the Denver Broncos.
So Denver will take over at the 20-yard line, first down.
Charlie, at least looking at that shot of Chris Barr on the sidelines, at least they like you, because most field goal kickers, when they miss one, nobody will talk to him. Nobody will even go near him.
Well, there wasn't a major reception for it, but they did say a few words. Denver now from their own 20-yard line. Rick Farrell. Line of scrimmage, maybe a yard. Ted Hendricks was there for the defense. 1:10 and counting, time remaining in the first half.
Double tight for the Denver Broncos, and right now Whit Morton is telling his backs, hold on to the football, please.
He's going to work the 30-second clock, now 14 seconds and counting on it. Stay on the ground.
I don't look for him to do a lot of that motion and a lot of that moving around in a situation like that. Get out and get set. I'm going to get the snap off just before the 30-second warning comes over.
Dave Preston. 25-yard line. And now Oakland stops the clock. It will be 3rd down and 4. The ball at the 26-yard line, the official spotted. 33 seconds left to go. Raiders have 1 timeout remaining.
What they want is one more shot. 33 seconds to go. They figure they'll stop Denver right now. They'll call their last timeout. They'll get the ball anyway. At least maybe a kick return, or maybe they'll get 1 play after that.
Also, they want to force 3rd down and 4. Normally, that is a passing down. I don't think that Denver will pass here.
No, I don't either. I think they'll keep the football on the ground. They get the 3rd and 4 situation, hoping maybe to break loose for 4 yards, pick up the 1st down, and end the 1st half. They figure, Denver's got to figure they escaped lightning down here when Oakland didn't get any points on the board.
The 81st consecutive sellout crowd, more than 75,000 here at Mile High Stadium in Denver. There has been some talk of expanding the stadium to 90,000, and why not? They have more than 13,000 season ticket holders standing in line, and the man at the top of the list has been there since 1975, and he cannot move up to a seat.
Look here, they're moving around.
Morton doesn't have to call a timeout. He calls an audible because the clock has already stopped. Now he can take more than the 30 seconds of the penalty.
He'll go back 5 yards.
And a delay of game penalty.
You can see that he's not too happy about the situation. Somebody wasn't lined up in the right spot. They're moving around there. They had 2 tight ends in the football game. They still have 2 tight ends in the ball game. I'm surprised they're moving around.
I don't think he was that thrilled with the call from the sideline, to tell you the truth. But now the situation has changed. It's 3rd and 9. Remember, 33 seconds left in the half. Oakland has another timeout. They stop the play, call the timeout, and Denver kicks to them. A lot of things can happen. Morton flips the blitzer. Riley Odom, 1st down and more. How about that? But Cusack was all over Morton, and he just slipped underneath.
Riley Odom.
And now Denver in a hurry-up offense at their own 49-yard line, 1st down. He'll throw it away to stop the clock, and he does. Billy Thompson fielded out of bounds.
Well, they're talking about Morton not having a great deal of agility, but he is a survivor. Look at this. Whoops, Big John over the top. He finds Riley Odom, makes a good catch. Said at the top of this show that he likes to go to that man, number 88, Riley Odom, when he gets in a jam. Now they have 7 seconds remaining in this football game. They have 1 timeout remaining, unless they just took it now. But no, it's 18, 17 seconds on the 30-second clock. So they got 1 more shot.
2nd and 10 on the Denver 49-yard line. Their deep threat, Rick Upchurch, is injured. He's not in the ball game. Knee injury. On the punt return. Morton all the time in the world. Steve Watson pulls it down, but time had run out in the half before Morton even threw the ball.
And
so the pass is complete.
Found out about Watson. He's tough because he took a shot just as soon as he caught that football.
And so we come to the 1st half. It is Denver 9 and Oakland 7.
Vitalis